Welcome to yet another edition of DXB today, but a rather special edition because you know what, with so much going on in this extraordinary city, we, the presenters and of course the producers, find it very difficult just to focus on one area. So today we've come together and decided to focus on just a few great ideas of things for you to do to get a full flavour of this city. So talking of flavour, see where I'm going with that one?
I like that.
Where on earth are we going to start? Where do we want to start?
Food.
Food?
The food scene here in Dubai is crazy. It's been just evolving every now and then. There's so many new places that are opening. And we've covered so many things that on the show right before and like during, especially like the Michelin Guide being here, having all the people going out and trying all these new places as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think the food scene in Dubai is definitely one place where we are leading. I mean, I know we've spoke before about like Dubai emerging in like the fashion industry, financial industry, etc. But when it comes to food, I undoubtedly think that we are number one. I travel all over and I always come back thinking the Dubai food scene is incredible.
And one thing I think to that point, I agree with you, I think is that there's something for everyone here.
Yes.
And I think to a certain degree, that's one of the big challenges for restaurateurs and those investing in hospitality here. We live in a city, we come from a city with over 200 different nationalities calling it home at the moment. And everybody likes a little taste of home. And you actually get to here. So, you know, if you go away to Italy, you can't wait for Italian food. If you go away to India, you can't wait for Indian food. If you come to Dubai, you basically get the flavors of the world. And it's at your fingertips, whether you want to go out, dine in, whether you want it to come to you as well.
And also at every price point.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go extreme fine dining, or of course you've got these amazing institutions like Ravi's or Al Mala or Ustadi Kebab, which are incredible restaurants, high quality food, but at a low price point.
I think that comes as one of the big challenges here as well, because with that competition out there, you know, we hear all the time about the openings. There's a lot of closings as well going on, but that brings this constant competition into the market in what is an expanding scene. I think the latest stats that we got is that we've got more restaurants per square kilometre here in Dubai than they do in London.
Wow.
I think we're knocking on the door of New York now. It won't be long before we cross over that, so it gives you an idea.
Getting there slightly.
Incredible.
We've got Arva, who also went down to check out the best breads around the city. So let's check it out with her.
Fresh baked bread is my weakness. I literally will never say no to a basket of warm bread that's right out of the oven. And in Dubai, bread lovers like me are spoiled for choice. Today what we're going to do is we're going to look at two of the many breads that are out there, which are at the top of my list. If you're wondering why I'm standing next to a bunch of handbags, look closer. These are actually Lebanese-style ka'ak, which are handbag-shaped breads that are sold on the streets of Lebanon, and they're also considered the poor man's bread. We are actually at Ka'ak Al Manara, which makes their fresh ka'ak every single day, layer it up with a whole bunch of different ingredients, and they've been doing this in Dubai for the past 8 years. What I love about Ka'ak Al Manara's newest location in Al Wasl and Jumeirah 2 is the fact that you can look right into their state-of-the-art kitchen and watch how ka'ak is being made from scratch. You can watch the baker actually doing the tabash, which is how they slap out the dough, make a little hole in it, dust it in sesame seeds and throw it right in the oven where it puffs up into this gorgeous fresh ka'ak, and that's what you get straight out of the oven. Thank you. I've got the most traditional of the ka'ak in Lebanon, which is the one spread with a generous amount of creamy Teafon cheese and then just a slight dusting of sour sumac. It is so light and fantastic when you dip it into their olive oil and za'atar and sesame mix. Absolutely delicious. I could eat the whole thing, but I need to be a little bit careful because we still have one more to go. All right, this bread is nearly as tall as I am. It's almost 4 feet long and it's been made at a place called Puri Kebab in Manzar. It is the one and only Iranian sangak, which is made on hot pebble stones, and that's what it means in Persian. Sangak means little stones. What I love to do with this bread, which is really traditional as well, is just break away a little piece and make a kind of a cheese sandwich. So they give you this really soft and very salty, almost feta cheese-like white cheese, and you put a bunch of that in there, okay? And then you add some tomatoes, and then this really gorgeous, almost aniseed flavored basil or rehan. And then we close that up, and there you go, your very own Persian feta and sangak sandwich. This was just a tiny glimpse into what's out there in Dubai. We have so much more different kinds of breads from across India and Pakistan, Afghanistan, Uzbekistan, you name the place, we have their bread right here. This is the city where you never need to settle for just plain white sliced bread, because our bread basket in Dubai is literally bottomless.
Arva, checking out the best bread places around the city, and of course, who doesn't like bread? We've also have the other side that we have here in Dubai, which is the Michelin Star restaurants, which is a big thing right now.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that one thing, and that's great, and the Michelin Guide and Go Mio and Top 100 restaurants, all these great guides that have got global acclaim and global recognition are now here. For a long time they weren't here. It was only about 3 years ago they started coming. And I think that's brilliant, because we've got so many great creative chefs and creative restaurateurs who are now taking their brands international, that they need that recognition, and it's great they are here. So one thing I think it does do as well, though, is takes away a lot of people think Dubai and they think, oh, yeah, but dining out is so expensive, isn't it? But it doesn't need to be, as you've just shown, you know, as you've just highlighted with Arva and the VT there. But it's finding that balance, isn't it? You know, the sort of street food. We can call it street food. Yeah, let's call it our own street food. It's Dubai street food, as opposed to world-class Michelin Star.
But don't you think, though, with the new Michelin Star, we had restaurants, for example, like Three Phil's, Woodfire, that were awarded Michelin stars, but they're not your stereotypical Michelin star restaurant. I know when you go to Europe and a restaurant is given like a Michelin star, it's usually tiny portions, very artistic. There needs to be a criteria that they actually meet in terms of like valet, having a great list, etc. While I think Dubai has kind of revolutionized it a little bit of what is considered a Michelin star restaurant and what it can, you know, to achieve a Michelin star, what it actually, the food scene actually is. Because at Woodfire, for example, Three Phil's, they're very relaxed, casual dining. It's the food and the quality that is kind of getting the award.
It's almost sort of democratized it to a certain
Exactly.
degree. It's made it more accessible.
Accessible, exactly, definitely.
You've got that accessibility. But then I suppose that a lot of them become victims of their own success, you know, because as soon as you get that recognition, more and more people want to come and try. And because a couple of the restaurants you just mentioned there have got, what, 12 covers or something like that? Maybe 20 at a push or something like that.
Small restaurants,
And the demand for them is great. But as long as that sort of mystique has continued to build, it's going to only feed into, A, the market as a whole, but B, and the two places you've just mentioned there were created and manned by local talent as well, who have set out on their things, and they will inspire the next generation.
Yeah, definitely.
You'll have more people getting into it as well, because now it's the second year of the Michelin being here in Dubai, and you've got also, we have to mention Orfali Brothers that won two awards 2 years in a row right now for being best in MENA region as well. And the Michelin stars, it's like a very small restaurant, not that big, and we've got 14 different restaurants in Dubai that have a Michelin star, which is like crazy.
That's true. After such a short period of judging as well, a couple of years, to have that is a nod from one of the biggest guides in the world.
Definitely, definitely.
What about your favourite Michelins out there? I mean, it's difficult to put your finger on a favourite Michelin. That's
I do think Woodfire is probably one of mine. I love that kind of like farm to table concept, and everything is so fresh. I also love like the ambience and the interiors of the place, a little bit dark and woody. I do love it. But another favourite of my restaurant, which is a bit of an old school restaurant here in Dubai. In fact, I used to go there regularly on a Sunday evening. They used to have quite a party, and one of the best duck salads, in my opinion, is Okku. And our very own lovely Layne got to go and check out Okku himself.
My fellow foodies, lend me your ear. Tonight we are delving into a culinary haven, one that has been a tradition of Dubai for many, many years. It's come back, it's returned. Japanese flair, modern techniques and flavors. This is Okku at the Marriott Resort, the Palm. So Ramsey, first off, I'd just like to say congratulations, a big, massive mabruk on a fantastic, wonderful place, an institution that needed to be reignited. But you've come into this market. Why did you choose to bring Okku back into the light?
I think Okku for us is, first of all, thank you for coming. Pleasure to be doing this with you. Look, Okku for us is a Dubai institution. The vision from the beginning was create F&B brands that are from Dubai, created in Dubai, and we take them out around the world. So I always joke with, friends in DTCM and the government that, I should be on the payroll for the amount of, tourism, let's say, that, we tell everyone about. Dubai is home. It's an amazing city. It's an incredible story. And we want to be part of that story. And so the idea was to create brands here, as I said, and take it out.
But the kitchen staff, they are integral. And you've retained a lot of them from the old space.
We have, in fact, in the entire team, almost 35%, roughly, over a third of this team are ex-Okku. Now that's quite amazing considering the time that we were closed. So the GM is ex-Okku. She used to be a senior waitress with us, went on to a number of other places in Dubai. They all developed their careers and carried on. And then when we went calling and said, right, we're coming to reopen, it was extremely humbling to get that tingling feeling when many of them said, we'd love to come back. The reality is, with the reception team, with the floor staff, with the kitchen, you can tell the food's made with love. When it comes out, the presentation, they care. And whether you're having dinner tonight, or next week, or in 3 months, or 2 months ago, it's all the same. And Ramsey, thank you for being you. And listen, let's keep flying the flag, keep representing, and let people know that Okku's back in town. Okku's back. Thank you. Pleasure.
Cheers.
Thank you. Pleasure.
It's got a spice. Woo! Okay, so this is a scallop. Smell is wonderful. Cooked to perfection. Now the question always is, do you take one bite or do you just put the whole thing in your mouth?
Yes, Layne there showing us his culinary skills. I'm still waiting for him to come in the studio and cook for us.
Exactly.
Like, he's
about
all
time
talk
already.
and no action. Yeah, where's my food? I want some food.
Yes.
So another amazing thing that we've seen a lot of is like immersive dining experiences and private dining. Is that something that you guys enjoy going to, like, or do you prefer a more traditional restaurant setting?
I think you need it. Why? Because you've got big population of residents,
Yep.
growing population as well. But equally, it's a city that is based, hospitality and tourism is huge to it. And therefore you need those experiences, and coming up with the creativity is extraordinary when you think about it. Used to be, back in the day, I know I keep harking back in the day when I first arrived, But it was the Dow experience, wasn't it? You know, it was always dining on the Dow, the dining Dows, etc., up and down the creek, etc. We've moved on since then. We've got dining in the desert. There's some extraordinary experiences you can have out in the desert camps. You have got supper clubs where chefs come to you and cook for you.
Dinner in the sky.
Dinner in the sky.
Yeah,
What
all
was
these
the one
immersive.
with when you dine in the dark?
Yeah, that was
so
it.
you blindfolded,
Dine in the
like,
dark,
dine in the
wasn't
dark,
it?
I think
Or-
that's
what it's called,
I think it was called Noir or something like that. But yeah, dining in the dark. But I mean, with the exception of dining in the dark, like everything now, I think revolves around like being
immersive.
Instagrammable.
Yes.
Like everybody wants something that they can show on the Instagram. And yeah, okay, we can all take nice pictures of food and things, but we want to also have that like immersive experience.
I think so, because I recently went to an immersive experience, dining experience, as part of the show. It was called 7 Paintings. It's very unique because you get to, so it's 7 different paintings, like you've got the Mona Lisa guiding you through the dinner, and it has like a weird Italian accent. You've got like all the different like Banksy paintings. So it's you painting the food that you're about to eat. So in some of the cases, like a Banksy thing, you spray the food and then like it becomes like a painting and you start eating it. There's edible paintings. You paint your salad and then you toss the lettuce and just have bits of it. So I think a lot of different like restaurants are moving to an immersive experience because maybe traditional dining experience is not so great right now because I don't think people would want. I don't know. I might be taking it to like a slightly negative thing, but like a lot of people don't have conversations anymore. It's just like I want to take a photo, put it on social media, things like that.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think it's the power of social media.
Yeah.
It's the Instagrammable meal or whatever that everyone's become addicted to. But B, it's setting yourself apart, and that, we go back to the point we made earlier. In such a competitive market out there, you've got to set yourself apart. And having something like that, which is unique and would be memorable, especially for an anniversary, a special occasion, etc., as opposed to you wouldn't go every Tuesday, would you?
No,
But
it's just like something you do once and you're like, okay, great.
That one
next year for
experience.
another
Yeah.
anniversary.
Yeah.
But I think Dubai's always had that kind of sense of showmanship when it comes to restaurants, like bringing things out, gold, fireworks, whatever it is that they're doing. There's always been an element of showmanship when it comes to restaurants.
Even to give you the traditional brunch. I mean, it might be the oldie but a goldie, but again, it's something that's synonymous with Dubai. And anyone that comes to Dubai is, I've got to do a brunch. Or anyone that goes away from Dubai, one of the first questions you'll be asked is about, so what's the best brunch, etc.
Yes, exactly.
And why? It's because of that experience, isn't it? It's because the theatre.
Exactly.
Whatever. That concludes our food for thought section. But what do you need after food? A little bit of entertainment. That's coming up after the break.